Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh Bashim Abishai Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all of my fellow laborers, the confusion of faith brothers that are joined into our ranks, to the hopefully elect, the Akwaf that are listening and learning around the world. I say Shalom. Disclaimer, we are not associated with any black denominated group, any so-called black anything, extremist groups or anything of that nature. We are the Hebrew Israelites by blood that are written about and spoken about in the Bible, which consists mainly of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and of course our scattered brethren around the four corners of the earth that are mixed in with the heathen that actually look like the heathen. So this is not a black thing. Also, for you new people who may be new that are watching, there is no such thing as black. Okay? There are brown people and there are red people and different shades thereof. Different shades of red, as the man on the screen. And you can see that he's wearing a white glove and his skin does not match the glove. He is clearly red. All right? You can see the sunburn for all around his neck and chest. Okay? So there is no such thing as white. All right? And there is no such thing as black. All right? You have derivatives of brown and derivatives of red. So without any further ado, we're going to go into the lesson. This video is called Rethinking Reality, Food and Parasite Experiment with Pigs. Okay? By Dr. Robert Kassar. Okay? Rethinking Reality, Food and Parasite Experiment with Pigs. All right? Because there's something that goes around in the so-called Christian church. All right? Which the real Christians were Israelites in the first place. They were first called Christians in Antioch. I believe that's Acts the 11th chapter around the 26th verse, if I'm not mistaken. All right? So the real Christians were the disciples of the Lord anyway. All right? And then you go to Acts 13:1, it says that they were so-called black. They were niggers. All right? As a matter of fact, now that I said it, let's just read it. So the so-called Christianity which is taught today is man-made false religion that really grew to its fullest strength in the Renaissance. Renaissance is the rebirth, and the rebirth of who? The man on the screens of his people, of the so-called white man who was Esau Edom. All right, so here, this is Acts 13:1, and it reads, Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, and Lucius and Cyrene, and Manaam, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. Okay? So you have to understand that this isn't the lesson. The lesson is about that the law still stands and things that we're not supposed to eat. But the Spirit brought it here. The word there is not pronounced Niger. It's actually pronounced nigger. All right? Which literally meant dark skin. All right? And it described it of a person who was usually a Negro. So it wasn't just like because you got Africans, you got some Arabs, you got Elamites, Indians from India that are just as dark as Negroes, but they're not called black. Go figure. All right? So the word was pronounced nigger, not Niger. Okay? That Niger is just a revised name to try to hide the truth. So nigger and Niger literally mean the same thing. It just meant dark flesh. The negative connotation that comes with the word nigger is a new speak definition. That was an add-on, revised. And remember, Esau Edom revises everything. When books and information have been revised, that means it's now telling lies. So it rhymes with lies. Revised means lies, because they're trying to cover up and hide information. A lot of the old books gave up way too much information. Okay? So, being the Israelites, we followed not the law, there was repercussions that came with that. All right? So, let's go and read one, and then we'll read a couple key scriptures about the swine itself and other abominable foods that many people of the world, the heathen, and our people just seem to love. But this is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. It says, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." All right, and when you read the curses from in Deuteronomy 28, the 28th chapter, from 16 to the end, it fits no other group of people on the planet except those of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. When you look at it, when you read those curses and then you look into secular history and match those curses up to groups of people, it's only going to fit one group of people. Point blank, period. Okay? Now let's go to Deuteronomy, the 12th chapter, I believe, 14th chapter, and verse 9. Okay, and it reads, "These you shall eat of all that are in the waters." Okay? Salakia, verse 8. "And the swine," I'm going to start at verse 7. "Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney. For they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof. Therefore they are unclean unto you. And swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you, and ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass." So we're not even supposed to touch swine. And let's watch some of this video, and then you'll clearly see why. This may be detrimental to anyone who owns a pork farm, owns a pig farm.
Is to be able to find out what parasites in control is, because I'm going to show you in a second. They've been watching this food for a little bit and they're going nuts. They're smelling, okay? And remember, we're talking about parasites here. And we're going to throw in a variety of food, I'll tell you in a second here. But there's a variety of food. There's bananas in here. Well, let's just go over. Whatever they're going to... These are bananas. This is coconut shavings. Okay, they love all this stuff. These are old bananas. This is molasses feed here with corn, sweet potatoes, okay? And, of course, we did a video last night on radiation in fish. And I bought this just yesterday. And this thing here we filleted, and we did a real good video to show you about the radiation in fish. Just went down to the ocean today, too, and was checking the radiation by the ocean. But I want you to look at this thing. Inside the neck,
all that radiation was left over in the waters from Fukushima, and it's made it all the way to the west coast of California. So a lot of those wineries in Napa Valley, all that wine is being made, all that rain is coming down. You know, it's full of radiation, man. So the earth is truly defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Mongoose, I had it outside, and this thing stinks, and flies are all on it and everything.
There's an ocean current which takes the currents that leave Japan and will take you right to the west coast of Northern California, right up at the top of California and Oregon and all along there. All right, those currents will bring you right there. So if you're in a boat and in those currents, you would eventually end up about 5 to 6 months. You'd end up on the coast of California.
Cleaned off every piece of meat. Look around the ribs right here. Whoa, looking in the neck and around the neck. Okay, the top of the head. They ate every piece of flesh they could get, like right through there. Oh, okay. Now, I'm going to throw fifth and last, but I want to show you. Remember, blood eats blood. These guys are not carnivores. They are, but I don't feed them any flesh at all. They've just been having a vegetarian diet.
So did you hear that? Pigs are carnivores. He hasn't been treating them as carnivores. He's been feeding them a vegetarian diet. But pigs are carnivores, and they have one of the most vicious bites in nature. They actually can hunt you down, kill you, and eat you. Okay? Break and crush your bones and everything. because blood eats blood. He's explaining it to you. Parasites want more blood and more parasites, and they get into your body and they drive you to eat. So what you're watching is going to prove that it's hereditary, because these pigs were born of other pigs and they have their parents' genes, and those unclean things will pass on to them. So just because they've been raised eating only healthy things, their true nature is going to take over. All right?
Okay, but let's see what they want to eat. Remember, this is an experiment. And the experiment is they can eat anything they want here first. Let's see what parasite is in control first. Is it going to go ahead and be this stingy carcass they're going to want to eat? Shoot, you wouldn't eat this thing. Oof, stinks. Ugh, been sitting out in the sun all day. Now, I did this on purpose, is because this thing stinks. Want to see, remember, this is not fresh. Okay, this is nasty, stinky, full of flies all day, and everything's been chewing off it. I'm going to throw up just, of course, I got a glove on because I can't even stand the smell. So I'm going to throw in, okay, all of this, and I'm going to put this in last. But remember, the question is, what do you think is going to be eaten first? And remember, why is that? Is because, remember, these are mind-controlling parasites. And these parasites that live in the body, and you know that they've got a variety of the pig tapeworm, the whatever tapeworm they have in them. Okay, remember, they eat off the dirt. Okay? And if you've got a tapeworm in you, okay, that's bloodsucker. And they want blood. And they will drink your blood. Okay? Inside your body, even if you don't feed them. But if they smell blood, they go nuts, like these guys. Now remember, this is what they eat mostly. It's sweet potatoes. Okay? And this type of cob seed. Okay? And it's not organic. It's just basically, it's hog food. Okay? And I get these up the street. These are Okinawan purple potatoes, and they're full of protein and stuff. So this is what they eat. And these, of course, are free, given to us. And I'm just going to throw these in there. Let's see if they want to eat anything. Okay? Look, smells it, doesn't even want to look at it. You know what they want? I'll tell you. And they don't eat meat. Let's throw all that in there. Okay? Okay, now they're going to eat that. Okay, now watch what happens. We're going to go ahead. They're going to change tunes here in a sec. I already know what they're going to do. I'm going to throw this one over there. And they're getting a variety of stuff. Look. Okay? And the real stinky stuff.
So they went from the grains, all right, and they went straight to the rotten tomatoes with coconut oil and sugar on them. I mean the rotten banana skins. Rotten banana skins with coconut oil and sugar. So they had grains and sweet potatoes. All right? This is the nature of a pig. This is why it's unclean unto you and is detrimental to your body, because you can't clean the parasites out of the meat. All right? I watched a guy do the experiment where he took, you can find it on YouTube, where he takes 2 pork chops, cut them, and then he pours a liter of Coke on them and lets them sit, and then you watch the worms come out of the meat. The very meat he had just bought from the store that you would have cooked.
You know what they do? They roll in it. They don't eat it, they roll in it first. Now here it goes, watch. I'm going to throw it way over here. See if anybody wants that. Well, let's see. He's choking over there on the dry food because he's eating it too fast. Yeah, look at you. Look at him, he's going to go throw up. I know, it's stuck in your throat. Run. Get it going. Remember, he's not breathing right now. He's got it stuck in his throat. Look. I know, you ate the dry stuff too quick, brother. Yeah, you're better now.
Calling a pig a brother.
They do.
Wow.
You don't want that fish? She didn't smell it yet. Let's see if this one smells it. Now she's back. Now she's going to go back to it. Let's see. Okay. Oh.
Wow. Straight to the rotten,
anything she wants.
Radiated filled
and this one hasn't
fish.
got the taste yet, because if Nanu knows that she's eating something better than that, then Nanu is going to steal it from her, because she's the head alpha there. Okay? Look. Ah! Listen to the bone crushing. Oh! Okay, now these guys, remember, have better noses than a bloodhound. They have stronger jaws than a Rottweiler.
Wow.
These are very, very strong predators. She's 300 plus pounds. Okay? Look at them. Chewing the bones down, swallowing everything.
Did you hear
whole.
that?
They're scavenging.
A pig is a predator. It hunts meat, and it will eat rotten dead things. That was their job. You would keep pigs on your farm to get rid of dead things and to get rid of all the shit of the other animals so that you don't step in it. That's their job. They were not meant for human consumption. Neither were crayfish and crawfish and crab, because they serve the same purpose in the water that a pig serves on land. They're like cockroaches but they live in the water. All right, if you eat a crab, look at it and then look at a cockroach. You're eating the same thing.
You eat the pig, remember that. You guys are eating pig, all I can say is this is what pigs do. They eat anything. Rotten, that's rotten flesh. And they're loving it. Look. Get it, Dwa. You like that? Oh. They got potatoes. they got that's sweet full of molasses, real sweet.
And that's just like you clowns out here. You Israelites, man. The truth is sweet, but yet you want to go to the filth of the world. You want to go to the rottenness of the world, the rottenness of false doctrine, the rottenness of Christianity, which teaches contrary to what the Bible says. I just read you the law, and they teach you in the churches that the law is done away with. So let's read Leviticus 11:7. And the swine, though it divide the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you. Of their flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean unto you. But yet they tell you in the churches that the law is done away with. So let's go to Luke 24:44. That's one of my favorites. There's many that I could use, but I'm going to use that one. All right. And it says, and he said unto them, and this is in red. So this was Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahushai. All right. Not Yeshua. All right. Not Yahweh. The Father's name is Yahweh. All right. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses, which we were reading from, and in the prophets. So those are the book of the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me. So the Lord just said that all the things that were written in the law still stand. Everything must be followed that was written because it was concerning him. I hope this was an edifying lesson. Call halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Rakar Kodash Wa Abba Babal.